The morning begins with the sound of wind moving through tall grass, a whisper that carries across the endless golden plains. The sun, still low and soft, spills over the acacia trees, bathing everything in a warm, honey-colored light. The savannah is waking. Herds move slowly through the haze of dawn, the air filled with quiet calls, rustling wings, and the rhythmic chewing of animals beginning another day of survival at the edge of a shallow river. A zebra mare stands protectively over her newborn foal. Its legs tremble as it tries to balance, each step clumsy but determined. The mother lowers her head, nudging it gently, her breath warm against its striped neck. The foal lets out a soft, confused cry, half a whimper, half a question, and the mother answers with a low, reassuring snort. This is her first morning as a mother, and the foal's first morning alive. Nearby, under the watchful shade of an acacia, a mother giraffe grazes with her calf. The young one is nearly the height of its mother's chest, with long lashes and a curious gaze that seems to see everything for the first time. Together, they move in graceful silence, bending their long necks to pull at the tender leaves. The giraffe mother occasionally looks toward the zebras, not with fear, but with recognition. On this vast, open land, every mother understands the same language: vigilance. For now, the scene feels peaceful, almost sacred. Dust floats in the sunlight like golden snow, and the gentle ripples of the river mirror the calm sky. Birds hop along the muddy edge, calling out in sharp, playful notes. A dragonfly schemes across the surface of the water, its wings glinting like shards of glass. It feels like nothing could ever disturb this harmony, but the savannah is never truly still. Beneath the water's sheen, something stirs. The ripples that dance so softly hide a darker rhythm, a slow movement, almost invisible. Two yellow eyes rise just above the surface. They do not blink. They do not move. They only watch. The crocodile has been here since before dawn, resting in the shallows, half hidden under a curtain of reeds. It knows patience like few creatures do. It can wait for hours, even days, for the perfect moment. Its massive body lies buried in mud, muscles coiled under thick armor. Its heartbeat slows. It waits for hunger to meet opportunity. The foal's unsteady legs splash near the river's edge. It does not yet understand danger. Its reflection flickers across the surface, so close, too close. The mother zebra steps forward, lowering her muzzle to drink, her ears twitching at the faint buzz of insects. Her hooves break the surface, sending tiny ripples toward the center of the pool. The crocodile feels them. The giraffe mother lifts her head, chewing slowly, her eyes narrowing toward the water. Some instinct born of generations surviving the unforgiving plains, tells her that the peace around them is fragile. Her calf bumps her side playfully, but she doesn't respond. Her nostrils flare. The wind shifts. The zebra mare senses it too. She pauses mid-drink, droplets falling from her muzzle, eyes darting. The foal nudges her leg, unaware of her sudden stillness. There's a moment, one heartbeat, where all movement seems to stop. The birds fall silent. The dragonfly vanishes. Even the grass seems to hold its breath. Then, as quickly as it came, the tension softens again. The mother zebra exhales, lowering her head once more. The foal takes another shaky step closer to her, pressing against her flank, but the camera of nature does not lie. Beneath that thin layer of calm, danger still waits, calculating, breathing, alive. The giraffe calf lowers its head to sniff a tuft of grass, its large eyes reflecting the morning light. Its mother steps protectively closer, her hooves sinking into the soft soil. Every sound now feels amplified. The crunch of grass, the slow dripping of river water, the distant cry of a fish-eagle circling above. The wilderness seems to whisper a warning, but it comes in a language only the mothers can feel. Out across the plains, the rest of the herd moves away, a shifting sea of stripes fading into the golden distance. But the zebra mare and her foal linger by the water. She wants to lead her baby to drink. It's the most natural act in the world. Yet, in this land, the most dangerous. The crocodile senses its moment approaching. Its nostrils break the surface. The waterline quivers as its tail flexes beneath the current. It inches forward, silent, invisible, inevitable. The giraffe mother takes one step forward, her long neck rising higher as if to challenge the unseen threat. Her ears twitch. She doesn't know exactly what's wrong, only that something is. The air feels heavier. A single vulture glides overhead, circling lazily, casting its shadow over the grass. Down by the river, the foal finally lowers its head, mimicking its mother. Its reflection trembles in the water beside the faint outline of scales. Then, a single bubble.it breaks the surface with a soft plop, barely noticeable. The foal jerks its head up, startled. The mother zebra's body tenses instantly. Her tail flicks. Her ears lock onto the sound. For a long moment, she stares at the water, nostrils flaring. Heart pounding so hard it seems to echo in the stillness. Nothing moves, and yet, every instinct in her screams to move away. The giraffe mother steps closer again, the ground vibrating slightly under her heavy hooves. She stares at the same spot, her large eyes focused, unblinking. Two mothers, two species, but one shared understanding. Danger has awakened. The river, calm only seconds before, now feels like a mouth waiting to close. Finally, the zebra turns, nudging her foal away, her body shielding it from the water. The pair step back, inch by inch, until the murky edge lies behind them once more. The crocodile's eyes dip beneath the surface, vanishing without a sound. The moment passes like a breath released. The wind returns. The insects buzz again. The savannah exhales, pretending nothing happened. But every creature who felt that silence will remember it. The tension beneath beauty. The heartbeat under calm. The mother zebra leads her foal toward the open grassland, where safety feels closer and the world feels wide again. The giraffe mother watches them go, her calf brushing against her legs. The two mothers exchange one last glance across the shimmering light, not of fear, but of shared awareness. Out here, every sunrise carries both promise and threat. The camera pulls back slowly, revealing the vast plain, the herds, the trees, the golden sea of grass. The river glistens quietly behind them, its surface smooth once more. Hiding what lurks beneath, the soft wind moves through the acacia leaves, whispering through the stillness. The calm has returned, but deep below, the crocodile waits. The sun hung high over the savannah, a blazing orb that turned the golden grass into a shimmering sea. The midday heat pressed down, making the air heavy and still, broken only by the soft murmur of the river as it wound lazily through the plains. Animals had gathered at its edge, each drawn to the water for life-sustaining relief. The foal, now more confident on its wobbly legs, stepped closer and closer to the sparkling surface, its curiosity pulling it forward like a moth to a flame. The mother zebra drank carefully, her ears twitching with every whisper of sound. She had sensed the tension, the quiet shift in the air, but she trusted the moment, until it broke in the blink of an eye. A sudden explosion of water tore through the calm. The crocodile had struck. Its jaws clamped down on the foal's tiny leg with terrifying precision. The world seemed to shatter in that instant. A flurry of splashing water, the desperate cries of the baby, and the scream of the mother zebra. Dust clouds erupted as the herd scattered in a panicked frenzy, hooves thundering against hard earth. The foal twisted, trying to pull free, but the crocodile's strength was absolute, relentless. Its dark eyes glinted with raw survival instinct, and the river became a battlefield. The air was thick with chaos, the smell of wet mud, sweat, and fear mingling in a heady, oppressive haze. Time slowed, each heartbeat and splash lingering as if nature itself had paused to watch. The mother zebra's eyes widened with sheer horror. Her cry echoed across the plains, a sharp, anguished sound that carried her desperation. She charged into the shallow water, striking with her hooves, but each attempt was powerless against the predator's armored jaws. Her foal's struggles intensified her terror. She thrashed and bucked, mud and water spraying in every direction. It felt like the earth itself was trembling beneath her frantic movements. And then, across the river, the impossible happened. From the shimmering haze of heat and dust, a figure appeared. A mother giraffe, tall and elegant, her legs slicing through the tall grass with precision, her neck arched like a living tower. In that moment, grace turned into fury. She charged, each step sending splashes of water into the air, each movement reverberating like a drumbeat of war. Her massive hooves struck with thunderous force, tearing through the river mud, sending the crocodile into a rare panic. The crocodile released its grip for a heartbeat, then lunged again, but the giraffe was relentless. She swung her long legs with precision, hooves cracking the water, slamming against the predator's armored body. The foal's squeals mingled with the screams of the mother zebra, creating a raw, primal chorus of fear and hope. Water sprayed in all directions, droplets glittering in the harsh sunlight like shattered diamonds. Dust mixed with the river's spray, creating a haze through which the animal's struggle became almost otherworldly, a violent ballet of survival. Yet in the fury of the rescue, tragedy struck. The giraffe calf, small and unsteady beside its mother, slipped on the slick mud of the riverbank. It tumbled into the murky water, thrashing as panic overtook it. The mother giraffe froze for a heartbeat, one heart-rending second where instinct screamed to protect her own child. Yet her mind knew the zebra foal's life depended on her sacrifice. Without hesitation, she lunged forward, her enormous body shielding the baby zebra from the crocodile's snapping jaws. The river erupted into chaos. Hooves and water collided with scales and teeth, sending arcs of spray into the air. The crocodile, momentarily confused by the sheer force and size of the giraffe, snapped ineffectively, claws skimming the water. The mother giraffe swung her legs with precision born of desperation, her deep, guttural calls cutting through the noise. The foal wriggled free, pulled out of immediate danger. But the mother zebra could only collapse against the mud, shaking with relief and exhaustion, her breaths coming in ragged gasps that eye in those moments. Everything seemed to stretch infinitely. The crocodile, now facing an opponent it could neither overpower nor ignore, slowly retreated into the river's murky depths. Its dark eyes flickered one last time toward the pair of mothers before it vanished beneath the surface, leaving ripples as the only evidence of its presence. The giraffe's calf scrambled from the mud, trembling, and the mother's gaze softened, scanning to ensure both the rescued zebra and her own child were safe. The plains fell into a shaky calm. Birds returned hesitantly to the trees, their nervous calls punctuating the quiet. The dust hung in the air, catching the sunlight in a golden haze, while the river, once a battlefield, now reflected the sky in gentle ripples. Both mothers, standing side by side, shared a long, wordless look, understanding without need for sound. One life had been saved, another nearly lost, yet through it all, the wild had reminded them of the fragile line between survival and despair. The foal huddled close to its mother, trembling but alive, and the mother zebra wrapped her neck around it protectively, pressing her body close, grounding it in warmth and safety. Across the river, the giraffe lowered her long neck toward her calf, letting it press into her legs, the gentle weight of trust returning after the chaos. Life continued, though scarred by the memory of the near tragedy. The savannah itself seemed to breathe again, the wind shifting gently through acacia leaves, softening the chaos into memory. Tiny insects hummed over the grass, and distant herds moved in slow, undisturbed lines. Even the river, though still shimmering, held a quiet tension, a reminder of what had occurred, and what could always occur in a land ruled by survival. The mother zebra lifted her head, scanning the horizon. Her eyes, still wide with shock, met the giraffe's for a brief moment. There was no need for words, only recognition. The bond of that instant, born in terror and courage, would linger long after the day faded. Both mothers had fought in ways neither could have imagined, proving that courage and instinct often defy the boundaries of species. Slowly, the foal regained its composure, taking tentative steps on legs that had moments before been nearly trapped forever. The giraffe calf followed its mother, wobbling but steady, learning the lesson of vigilance in a world that offered both beauty and danger in equal measure. The plains stretched endlessly around them, golden and serene once more, but forever marked by the events that had unfolded in the midday as the heat softened toward late afternoon. The camera of the savannah would have caught a single, powerful image: the mother zebra and her foal huddled near the edge of the river, water dripping from their coats, while the towering figure of the giraffe stood nearby, legs splayed in readiness, neck high, watching over both her calf and the rescued foal. The battle was over, yet the lesson remained clear. The wild demanded respect, courage, and sometimes impossible sacrifice. And for the first time that day, peace returned, fragile but real. The crocodile had gone, but the memory of its strike lingered in the trembling limbs of a tiny zebra and the quiet, steadfast eyes of a mother who had dared to defy nature to save another. The wind whispered through the grasses, carrying the stories of bravery and survival across the golden plains. As if the land itself were honoring the mothers who had risked everything, the savannah was quiet, too quiet. The midday chaos had passed, leaving only the soft murmur of the river and the occasional rattle of a dry branch in the wind. The heat of the day still pressed down, but now it carried a weight far heavier than warmth. Dust hung in the air, settling on the grass, coating everything with a muted gold. The once lively plain felt almost mournful, as if the earth itself were exhaling after the violence it had witnessed at the riverbank. The baby zebra lay trembling, its thin legs quivering as it tried to stand. Its tiny body was slick with water and mud, streaked with faint scratches, a testament to the struggle it had just endured. Its mother pressed close, her body trembling as she nuzzled the foal's head, brushing dirt and water from its fur. Her eyes were wide, disbelief and relief mixing in a raw, human-like emotion that transcended species. The bond between mother and child had never felt so fragile, yet so unbreakable. Every instinct screamed that they had survived by a thread, and that thread had been courage itself. That a few steps away, the great mother giraffe stood tall and still, her neck arched high, scanning the horizon. Her body bore the marks of the fight, small streaks of blood along her legs, mud caked into her fur, and a faint tremor in her stance. Yet despite the evidence of danger, she remained unbroken, a silent sentinel over her own calf and the tiny zebra she had saved. The giraffe calf huddled close to her legs, shaking but unharmed, its wide eyes reflecting awe and confusion. The mother giraffe lowered her head slightly, brushing her long neck against her calf in a gesture of reassurance. Before glancing toward the zebra family, the crocodile, a shadow that had threatened life and safety just hours before, had vanished back into the murk of the river. Only the faintest ripples betrayed its retreat, a reminder that danger always waits in silence, patient and unyielding. Yet in this moment, it was gone, and the mothers, two unlikely heroes of the day, could finally breathe. They did not move toward each other. No sound passed between them. All that remained was a quiet understanding, an acknowledgement that life had been saved through courage and sacrifice. In the wild, mercy is rare. Today, it had blossomed. The baby zebra, still trembling, took tentative steps toward the open grass. Its mother followed closely, lowering her head to nuzzle and steady it at every wobble. She had become a pillar of protection, her every movement careful, deliberate, as if to reassure the foal that the world could still be gentle. Across the river, the giraffe mother mirrored this vigilance, bending her long legs carefully to graze, keeping her calf between her legs and the open plains. Though her body bore the marks of struggle, her gaze remained firm, scanning for any sign that danger might return. As the sun began its slow descent, the plains shifted into a softer light. Shadows stretched long across the grass, and the water in the river reflected streaks of gold and orange, glimmering like molten metal. The air, once thick with dust and panic, now carried only the faint hum of insects and the distant calls of other animals returning to routine. Life had returned, but it was changed, altered by the events that had unfolded, yet stronger for it. The foal and the giraffe calf had survived not only because of instinct, but because of the extraordinary courage of those who loved them. The mother zebra knelt her head close to the foal, allowing it to rest against her chest. The tiny animal shivered once, then again, then gradually began to relax, lulled by the warmth and steady breathing of the parent beside it. Her eyes scanned the horizon, still alert, but now filled with gratitude rather than fear. Across the river, the giraffe lowered her neck, surveying the plains and the water, her eyes softening as she glanced at the zebra mother. There was no language between them, no need for sound. Their silent exchange carried more weight than words could ever convey. Respect, relief, and recognition. The bond forged through shared peril was unmistakable. The river, once a battleground, now reflected the calm of the evening. Its surface caught the fading light, ripples moving gently across the golden reflection of the sky. A soft breeze stirred the grass, creating a quiet rustle that filled the space between the creatures. The plains were still, save for the cautious steps of returning herds in the distance, the sound blending with the sigh of the wind. It felt as if the savannah itself was taking a moment to acknowledge the courage that had played out along its banks. The giraffe calf pressed closer to its mother, and the zebra foal tentatively nuzzled at its mother's side, seeking comfort and safety. Both mothers remained vigilant, aware that the wild could be merciless at any moment. Yet the memory of today would endure, not as trauma, but as a quiet lesson in bravery, empathy, and trust. Across the plains, life carried on, each creature continuing its daily struggle while also carrying the echoes of survival, courage, and sacrifice. As the sun dipped lower, shadows painted long patterns across the river and the grass. Dust particles caught in the warm light, floating like tiny fireflies, creating an ethereal glow around the recovering families. The foal, gaining confidence, took another step, then another, guided by the gentle nudge of its mother. The giraffe calf followed, tentatively testing its legs, while the mother's vigilant eyes never left the riverbank. The calm was fragile, yet it held, a testament to resilience in a world defined by both peril and protection. Finally, the two mothers shared one last glance across the river. There was no need for words. In that look, each understood the other's bravery, the risk taken, the life saved. The sun now rested low on the horizon, the sky streaked with gold, pink, and purple hues, painting the savannah in a quiet majesty that contrasted sharply with the chaos of hours before. It was a reminder that even in the wild, moments of grace and heroism endure. The camera would pull back slowly, capturing the scene in its entirety, the zebra mother and her foal moving steadily into the open grass. The giraffe mother and calf standing tall across the river, the shimmering water reflecting the last light of day. The river's surface was calm now, hiding the shadows beneath, a mirror to the resilience and courage displayed on its banks. Life would continue, ever fragile, ever beautiful, ever unpredictable. And as the wind moved through the tall grasses and rustled the leaves of the acacia trees, a soft voice might have said, if one could hear the earth speak, sometimes, the wild teaches us that love isn't bound by kind, only by courage. The day ended not with the roar of predators or the cries of the hunted, but with quiet redemption. Two mothers of different species had defied the rules of survival to protect what was most precious, the vulnerable, the innocent, and the life that depends on courage. The plains held its breath, then exhaled slowly. As dusk settled over the golden savannah, the battle had ended. The lesson remained, and in the fading light, the circle of life continued, marked forever by the courage that rose, in the most unexpected of places, to meet the harshness of the wild.